All right, I am back in the lab after a great Father's Day weekend, and I was gonna try to, do a little bit of filtration stuff this afternoon. It's like 3:40 though. I need to be home by 6:45, and so I don't think that's gonna happen. So the lab's a bit of a mess. I'm still moving stuff into it, and so I thought maybe I'd get it a little bit picked up, reset it a little bit. So maybe that's what I'll do in the POV version of this video in just a second. Maybe there'll be some time to get to some filtration stuff. I doubt it. But yeah, in the meantime, maybe we can get most of what I brought in organized, put in place, some stuff thrown away. Every time I come back here, I try to bring a few more things. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna switch over to the POV view, and we'll see if we can maybe do some cleanup. All right, let's see what we can get done here. I think I mentioned to you the other day that this is the Sartorius. Yeah, I mentioned it to you because I opened them up. I opened up all this stuff. You saw it. You saw me work with all this. All right, so found out over the weekend that what I have here, the 2K, the 10K, and the 30K kilodalton cutoff is gonna be, it's okay. I can do some good stuff with it, but it's just not, I need 100K. I'll just cut to the chase. I need 100K. And so I'm gonna order 100K from Sartorius probably this week. I mean, it's gotta be this week. I wanna start messing with it and testing it. And essentially what it comes down to is the white protein that is in it's in alfalfa juice or kale juice or spinach, green vegetables at large, et al. The protein that's in there, it's called Rubisco, and the approximate weight of Rubisco is about 55 kilodaltons, 55,000 daltons. If you want to get to a more granular level, but I'm used to seeing it in daltons, not kilodaltons. But anyway, 100 kilodaltons is going to retain all of that. If I do 30 kilodaltons, I'm going to be cutting off some of that Rubisco, i.e. losing some of that, so I don't want to do that. And that's why it would be better for me to do a little bit higher cutoff. It doesn't matter, I don't need it yet. I've got some juice powder right here that I can play with. So, okay, let's see here. There's the VivaFlow instruction manual. Why do people still send instruction manuals? I mean, what they really should do is just put a QR code on a nice laminated piece of paper and say, hey, here's your permanent instruction manual. It will always be here. Thanks for your purchase. Also, we, saved a bit of heavy paper in printing this. Thanks. But they don't. They don't do that. Well, I hope everyone had a good Father's Day. I had a great one. My amazing wife had a really special day planned for me. We went to Mass. We went and had a great breakfast at this little place that we go to often afterwards. We came home, opened gifts, had just a great day with everyone. Cooked out that night. Had a little alone time after the kids went down. We like to cook some pasta together, drink a little wine, tell some scary stories. Not really. We don't really tell them. We actually listen to Mr. Nightmare, who maybe some people on this or watching this are familiar with. A great, phenomenal storyteller. It's so good. He's my favorite type of storytelling is Mr. Nightmare. He tells it in a way that is, it's not trying to be like all trumped up and overly flashy. It's like, whoops. Probably good to put some bags in there. That is when you have kids, you'll realize that trash, and maybe a lot of you already do, but you realize that trash becomes a big sort of thing you think about as a dad. I mean, I do. My dad did. My friends They appear to. It's not because like you like trash. It's because you realize that trash can become a problem very quickly at your home if you don't account for it and manage it properly. And one thing that is the poster child for not accounting for trash and managing it properly is not putting a liner in the bag. I mean, everyone knows that, but you'd be surprised how often a liner doesn't get put on a bag very securely. No, you wouldn't be. Maybe some of you know all too well. At any rate, I think someone might be telling me I'm getting a little long-winded right now. So, finished Your Friends and Neighbors last night, and you know what? I mean, it was an entertaining series. And look, I'm gonna spoil it. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, just I don't know, pause the video or pause the video. Like that'll help. Fast forward the video 30 to 40 seconds, or maybe I'm being long-winded and it'll be like 2 minutes, but essentially, very entertaining. Whoops. I'm not going to keep those there, by the way. That does not look good. I'm just trying to one area at a time, if you will. The ending, the last couple episodes, they got extremely entertaining. I mean, the whole series was entertaining, but the last 1.5 episodes particularly were excellent in terms of sheer entertainment value, but the ending was just stupid. I mean, it was awful. And I'm not trying to be critical. Like, Jon Hamm, phenomenal actor. I thought the series was well acted, a great story. It's just the ending. This is my only problem with the ending, is like he got everything back. His family was back. He somehow is going to get scot-free off without anyone knowing that he was stealing his friends and his neighbor's stuff. He almost got convicted of murder because of this. Okay, this whole thing that he did almost got him convicted of murder, or at least in jail for murder. He gets his job back with back pay and a sweetheart deal where he's going to get profit sharing, or at least increased profit sharing on more deals, right? He gets everything he wants. He's got all kinds of cash flow coming back in, or about to be. I mean, he does. And what does he do? He skips out on his plane ride so he can start stealing again from his friends and neighbors. And I'm like, dude, you just got your family back. You're complaining about getting on the hamster wheel. Well, I'm sorry, like, this isn't about you. You've got a family to support and provide for. Okay, screw your little woe is me about having to be on a hamster wheel again just because you got off it for a little while. Was it, makes you feel good to go steal from people? That's what just gets your jollies off? Sorry, excuse me. I mean, come on. No, take your job back. I don't care if it doesn't fulfill you, right? You don't need to be fulfilled. You need to provide for your family. And you were doing it very well up until, a couple months before or after you lost your job, I guess, before, whatever. Anyway, the ending was very it feels like a Lifetime movie, like what, it was entertaining, and then all of a sudden, where did this come from? This doesn't make any sense. Well, you're just gonna go ahead and you got a second chance, and now you're gonna throw your life away again. I don't know. Otherwise, I definitely would recommend the show. I mean, look, you don't just not say a show is good just because the last 30 seconds. I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. The last 30 seconds of the show are a little bit of a shocker, but still. The rest of the show is entertaining, even though I did not love the message of it. Overall, I mean, what's this little set screw doing here? I don't know. I mean, also the message of the show is a little bit sad overall. Basically, his life has been destroyed at the beginning because his wife has divorced him, or he's gotten divorced from his wife. He's not even living in the same house as his kids anymore. His former best friend is living with his wife, and get all these papers together. He doesn't see his kids all the time. I mean, gosh, okay, but his life doesn't start to take a turn until, he loses his job. He loses his source of income, which later I guess he doesn't even care that much about. I don't know, there's definitely some weird message trying to be, I don't know, conveyed there. But at any rate, I felt kind of like the premise of the show was, it's not the family that matters. Who cares if he lost his family and his life, the things that make life meaningful. It's that he lost his job. That's really what sucks for him. He lost his job. That's when things just start. And look, I'm not trying to. Someone loses their job. That's a terrible thing. It's an awful thing. I know that. I'm not trying to discount that in any way, but to say that losing your family is somehow not that big of a deal relative to losing your job. Like, it's the money that really matters, not the family. I just feel like maybe our culture's gotten its priorities wrong a little bit, Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't really the message. It's just, maybe I'm overanalyzing. I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe I'm just overanalyzing it. Maybe it's not meant to be analyzed that deeply. I'm not one to do that. I'm not good at that sort of thing. At least not natural. When it comes to entertainment, I'm a simpleton. Is it funny? Is there some action in it? I just happen to think a little bit about this one, and I'm, probably got it way wrong, So don't take what I'm saying in any sort of serious way. Also, I just feel like I'm not doing a great job of cleaning right now. I feel like maybe I'm doing a little bit too much talking. In which case, my apologies. Oh, excuse me. Dang, did I just get water? It doesn't matter. I was about to say, did I get water on my cassette over here? But I didn't, and it wouldn't have mattered because it's meant to have high amounts of liquid pulsing through it at any given time, so I don't think a little water on it's gonna hurt anything. Okay, right here, got some rags obviously, but this is what I thought you might want to see. VFD overhead stir. Let me put this overhead stir on, might as well. Keeping this box. One time, this is kind of crazy, one time I wasn't agitating anything. When I say agitate, I mean to stir something, to use the overhead stir. I wasn't doing it, but I had, and so it was sitting on a bench very similar to this. And, well, I'll show you. So I had this thing on here, like so. Okay, it was like this. You can see that. And here, let me screw it in here first. You can really see what I'm talking about. All right. Oops, I did that the wrong way. Okay, so I had this in here like this. Okay, this is balanced. This is fairly well balanced. Oh, I've got a impeller in there. That's nice. I meant to grab one and I forgot, but I already had one in there. Okay, so it was like this, right? Which is fine. That's okay. I had to clean something, so I turned it like this. Look at that. Look at that. Just boom. It's off balance now. And it didn't just fall. It fell off the table. And look, this is a nice overhead stir, a really nice one. I love this overhead stir. It is really good at agitation and mixing and whatever you're going to use it for. And so I also worry to an insane degree about my equipment. Like, you would not want to be inside my brain if I so much as bump any of my equipment the wrong way. I can think about it for hours. Like, oh man, I probably ruined it. It's, we have to get a new one and start thinking about how I will fix it. But this particular time, I was just like, you know what? There's nothing I can do. Okay, that was gonna happen. It was always gonna happen. And I'm sorry that happened, but okay, hopefully it works. And I tried it out, I don't know, later, maybe that day. It was fine. So, what are you gonna do? So my goal here is I do not want this lab to be overly cluttered with just crap. I don't like it got that way at my kind of office lab, which you saw. It really got that way, and I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be, I want specific things, and I want everything to have a place, and blah, blah, blah. You know, Marie Kondo, great organization. I want that. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen. My sister is phenomenal at that kind of stuff. Really wish she could be here just for a couple days, helping me out. I mean, she's got a gift when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, she's just surgical about it. She just knows where to put things, knows what needs to be thrown away before you even know. You know, it's like whatever, I think Marie Kondo says, like, does it spark joy? You know, which any guy that says that to himself, like, come on, dude. That's not, you're asking the wrong question here. Like, you know, but regardless, like, she knows, my sister knows, she'll look at you like, whatever this measurement is of joy or meaning, like, she knows before you do, and she's like, you don't need it, throw it away. It's cool. And you're like, oh, you're right, I don't. Okay, let me show you this. Let me just take a quick break from trying to throw everything away. I tried to show this off the other day, I couldn't, and I realized I couldn't do it because, you see that there? This is, well, okay, here. Let me just bring this out for a second. Take a quick little break to show you. Oh, okay. Oh, that motor's like 60 pounds. All right. I bought this special, by the way, because all of the hose barbs went straight up. I didn't want a straight up one. I wanted one that just kind of went in there. And yeah, how's this guy look? Smells good. I've sterilized it like 3 or 4 times, so it better smell good. I mean, I put like hydrogen peroxide and bleach in here. Well, maybe not bleach, it's aluminum, so you don't want to put aluminum in there, but oh, maybe I want to sterilize one more time. Yeah, probably so. I mean, this ain't bad. Whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Probably I'll sterilize one more time. But anyway, see that rust right in there? Can you see that? So that, I don't know what you call it. It's like a bolt from a motor. It's a motor shaft. That's what it is. That motor shaft, this motor right here turns, like it spins around, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 revolutions per minute, RPM. It spins this rotor. Okay, this rotor spins via this motor right here. And here's your shaft. Here's your motor shaft. It's a little rusted. Okay, well, the only thing that holds this rotor against this motor shaft is this little, I think you call it like a compression nut, maybe? That's it. That's all it is. And I'm almost certain that's what this is, because this is your nut right here, which is not, I mean, it's not a traditional nut, but it is. With this little compression, these little compression pieces. Okay, so let's see if I can get all those pieces in there for you. This would be driving my wife crazy right now. Like, but you know what? I might actually be able to get this on the first shot. Or maybe not. Come on, get in there. Get in there, get in there. Yes. No, not really. Well, you can see it. Like, that's what it sort of looks like. Really hard to get perfectly in there just because it's, again, these pieces are corroded. This is a corroded nut. All right, that's what this is. This thing, so I tried to get it off. I tried to get it off of here one time after a trial, and I couldn't. So I was like, whatever, dude. I can't get it off. And so I just left it on there. I did a couple more trials. I tried to get it off again. I knew it was even harder. I knew I had gone too far, and I should have taken this thing off. And here's a quick lesson. I'm not even gonna wait till the end to tell you the lesson. The lesson is, take these things off after every time you get done. Take it off. Just, I don't care how hard it is. Take it off. Just do it. Or make sure it's dry in here. Because if it's not, then, you know, this thing is gonna get stuck on there, all right? It will become corroded. Okay, so I just was like, okay, well, I guess it's gonna be on there then, whatever. And I knew I didn't want that. I knew I did not want that. So after like probably 7 trials, I said, okay, I'm gonna get this thing off. And by the way, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is like a good one. I think it might be stainless, so should not corrode. If it does rust, should be able to clean it. And anyway, this corroded one, there's your little side by side. Oh, you can't see it, sorry. This corroded one, I knew I had to get it off, so I went and first thing you do is you start with just a basic ratchet. And this is I believe this is a 1" or 7/8" socket. That's 7/8. So I had a basic, a little bit longer socket that I put in there, and it's just a ratchet. I can't get it off. I go to the hardware store, I go to Ace, and I get an 18" breaker bar. Come in here, I'm like, okay, so a breaker bar. This is a breaker bar, by the way. It's not meant to be a ratchet. It's just, you gotta break whatever on there. You gotta use massive amounts of force. You gotta break the hold, whatever nut or fitting is on there. And so I get like an 18" one, nothing, can't get it off. I go back and I get this one. I'm pretty sure this is a 2-foot one. Let me see if my tape is here. We'll measure it real quick. I don't see my tape measure anywhere. Okay, well, whatever, I guess. I wonder if there's anything we can kind of measure it against. I suppose not. I think these are like 18" deep sinks, so seems about right, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a 30" breaker bar. I think it's 2 feet. I think it's 2 feet. Regardless, whatever. So I got the 2-foot breaker bar. Like I said, this is like a mini golf club. Like I can stroke something with this thing. And I come and I put it on. I come put it on this nut in here. I'm not even gonna fake putting this thing on. I'm that scared to have to do this again. And I just start working this thing. I'm in my office and I'm like a lumberjack in here trying to get this thing, and I am putting so much force on this, and I can finally, like, I am pressing to a degree that I'm worried about, like hemorrhoids and hernia, whatever, headaches, that doesn't make any sense. All the things that could happen to you from exerting too much force on your body. I'm starting to worry about that. I'm starting to feel things, crack and bend in ways they're not supposed to. Tear, rip, whatever. And I can start to feel the movement on this thing. I'm like, goodness me, it's happening. It's finally happening. And then it stops. I can't get it anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever that was, it was like it's like a false spring, thing you say in the Midwest. You think spring is here in March, and it's not. You just had a few days of sun, but actually it can still snow for another 4 or 5 weeks or whatever. It's like the false turning of this corroded nut. And so I'm, again, back on this thing. I'm like, okay, like I thought it was done and I'm not done. Again, putting all this force back. And honestly, I don't even remember it coming off. I think it was that intense because I kept at it for probably another 20 or so minutes, almost giving up again. And all of a sudden it was off. Like it was just off. And I don't know, it was like, those movies, like an Indiana Jones movie where like he's working for hours. I don't even know if this happens in one of those movies, to get the rope off of his hands that's bound like with, 3, boating knots, and he gets them off, and he's like rubbing his hands like, oh, I finally got it off. Like, oh, my poor hands, what have they done to you? It was like that. It was like, I was just so relieved to get this. It just made my day to get this thing off. I didn't think it was ever coming off. I got it off. And I've kept it. Because it's, it's kind of like a little, I don't know if it's a good story behind it. It's at least a decent story to me about perseverance, personal perseverance anyway. So I got that off, and I immediately ordered one of these stainless steel ones. And I think this should solve my problems. Even if it doesn't, I don't care. because every time I get done with a trial, I'm going to take this thing off. And if you ever see me on here finishing a trial and I don't take it off, then, you have the permission to say mean things about me, however you like. Comments, direct messages, whatever it takes, because I don't want to go through that again. I'm probably over dramatizing this thing, but it is one of those things that it's just a simple, just do it right the first time and you don't have to worry about it next time. I actually have a home rule for this. I call it the pizza cutter rule. And if you know what I'm talking about on this, you probably already can guess where I'm going. But we've all had a frozen pizza. We use a pizza cutter to cut it up and whatever. And after you cut it, you obviously have dried marinara, or not dried marinara, but you have marinara and little bits of cheese and whatever else on there. It's stuck on there. And if you just go rinse it, immediately it comes off instantaneously, like no big deal. Just let it dry, then it does not come off instantaneously. You have to sit there in the sink and you got to work it for probably no less than 90 seconds, which look, 90 seconds sometimes it might take more than that. So it's like, there's pizza cutter rules all over the place. And in lab work or heavy manufacturing, like those rules get amplified, I think, to an extent, So just remember the pizza cutter rule. All right, this C-stand, I think I'm gonna put the the weights on here, maybe get them off of here. See how it goes on moving it though. I just had all this sand in the back of my truck for 3 months. I went and dumped it when I was back home. Okay, let's see here. There you go. Or wait, I'm not doing this right, am I? Or maybe I am. Yeah, that's right, I think. Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I've been trying to do this. I'm trying to kind of talk and put stuff, or clean stuff up as I do it. And maybe I haven't been doing that good of a job, but I don't know. I guess I feel like I need to fill the space. If, maybe if I don't talk, it's like, hey, I don't just want to see you do this, I don't know. It's like, like when I'm at a social gathering, like I fear the awkward silence. Like I don't want it. Like I can sense when it's coming. We all can sense when it's coming. We kind of feel the steam running out of whatever topic is at hand. You're like, uh-oh, it's coming. What do I got next in the pipeline? Nothing's coming. What am I gonna say here? What silly little anecdote can I come up with? What the weather? Certainly, I can't just. We've been talking for 20 minutes. I'm gonna start talking about the weather. No, I won't do that. And so I feel like there's this doing this. It's like a similar feeling when I. Jesus, it's kind of heavy. It's like a similar feeling when I'm doing this. Like I don't. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's a little different because I am trying to actually do something. You know what? I think that's fine right there. I think it's fine. What would be really nice right here is a shelf. This little breaker bar back. So to circle back. Gosh, I hate that phrase, circle back. To circle back, said it again, on kind of what I'm doing, trying to clean things up. If you don't think I've been that productive, you're right. I know you're right. But again, I'm trying to do this whole two things at once where I actually am productive, but also say something halfway meaningful. I mean, look, nothing of what I've said is riveting, but at least try not to to just speak gibberish over here. But doing both, I'm still learning, so you know, maybe, I don't know, keep that in mind, I guess. Okay, keep the pump here. What do we have under here? We got some these runner things. The guys that I had moved my freeze dryer and my spray dryer, they used this blanket to cover it up, and then they just like kept it. I don't know why. I mean, it's a nice little like packing blanket, you know. Not sure I've got any good use for it, but maybe do a little more moving here and there that I might have to use it for. So yeah, one of these extra long shelves, I mean, so I could do this kind of thing. This, by the way, so you know, a little educational session. This is a VFD, which I wired it. And I know it's not the prettiest, but when I was wiring it, I was still, like, this was some of the first wiring I ever did. Would definitely do it differently. I would definitely do it differently next time. The problem with these VFDs is like they really need to be mounted. Like I need to mount this thing somewhere to get it to do what I want to do, or to not have to worry so much about it, you know. And I might do that. I might find a place to get all my VFDs mounted. Actually, you know what? That is a heck of an idea. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna put a little. Man, why? This is such a good idea. I'm just gonna put get a little, well, so not plywood, but a piece of nice wood. I'm gonna put it in here, mount it here, and then mount my VFDs on the wall. And we'll get extension cords if I need them, that's fine. But they'll all just be mounted on the wall. That is the cleanest way to do it. I'll have one for the centrifuge. Okay, this is the centrifuge VFD. It's definitely seen it's seen some action. Look at that, little juice splatter. I've got a hydrocell, so there's my hydrocell over there. I've got a VFD for it, and I've never even opened that one. Never even opened that, but I think that's perfect. I think that could be perfect. Just a little kind of wall mount right here. Centrifuge, hydrocell, this guy as well. Put a little maybe shelf for that one. Yeah, we'll call that the maybe the VFD shelf. By the way, a VFD is a variable frequency drive. The cool thing about a VFD is it can vary the frequency of a motor. So this is a motor right here, and if you just plug that motor into the wall, turn it on, it is going to spin at 50 hertz or 60 hertz. I think US is 60 hertz, I believe. Oh, sorry, if you can't see this, I'm looking at the faceplate. I think that's 60 hertz. It spins at 60 hertz, all right? Or that's the frequency. And look, I don't know, I can't explain to you what frequency is really. I mean, I can a little bit. I think it has to do with waves, and like the amplitude, I believe, is the height of the wave. Frequency would be the distance between, what is it called? Not the peak and the valley, that's way too, that's not what it's called. It's not the distance between the peak and the valley, it's the distance between, it's the length of the wave maybe, like how long it is, frequency? I don't know, sorry. Anyway, 60 hertz, the motor will spin at, you know, at that given 60 hertz, the motor spins a certain RPM. But with a VFD, if you want to, you can vary the frequency, and if you vary the frequency, you can control how quickly that motor spins. Faster, higher frequency, slower, lower frequency, okay? And look, let me show you this. Okay, this is what adjusts the frequency right here, okay? And so you can adjust it very precisely. Just a little turn. Well, I don't know why I showed you that one, because this one has it too. Just a little turn can change the frequencies, you know, fairly dramatically. I mean, you get here all the way from 0 to 100. So little turn, you got, you know, a 10 hertz change in your frequency. All right, meaning the motor is going to spin faster or slower if you get in. If the motor spins faster, here the auger blade will spin faster. Okay, well that is going to affect how your feed inputs or your food inputs. That's what we do. How they're processed, how juice comes out, you know. And so the more variables you have under your control, especially what I would call like significant variables, this isn't just like airflow, then the more control you have over what kind of product you're going to end up with. And so VFDs are great for that, because they give you more control over your process. You know, if it's just on and off, start and go, then you're kind of limited there. All right, again, probably getting a little too long-winded. Again, my apologies. That's what I'm going to use to get the filter ready. Put this random trash back here, which I keep moving it, sorry. Set screw. Let's put all this stuff. Don't want to throw all this away. They installed a this plumbing group in my area. They installed a tankless heater under here. It's right, that guy right there. Emax, and it's okay. Is it on? Is it off right now? Why is it off? What's going on? Why on earth is this thing off? Did I turn the breaker off on it, I wonder? No, I did not turn it off. So why is it off? Okay. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's see if it triggers this. There we got hot water on. Oh, it's on. It's on. Okay. I'm gonna leave that on for a second just to see how hot it gets. I mean, it's summertime now, so it probably will get maybe 10 degrees hotter, which is okay. The thing is, I don't, you know, it doesn't get as hot as I would like. It's not sterilization hot, but at least in the wintertime when I'm trying to clean stuff, I'm not gonna make my hands bleed because it's so cold. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can wrap some of this stuff up, can't we? Set to 120. Not there yet, is it? Give that a couple minutes, I guess. I guess the next thing I'll do is I might as well get all this stuff out of the these Sartorius boxes, kind of take a look at them, see what kind of filter aid we're dealing with here. That's what I ordered, was filter aid. So a little story about, it's not a story, but like kind of what filter aid is. This here, right here, you can use it to make juices, like really good juices, really high-end juices, and the the guy that we bought this from, he was telling me about how, like, a juice company making apple juice, when they're making it, the pulp, you know, the pulp's gonna come through here through these little screens. Oh, sorry. Those are 3mm screens. Excuse me. The pulp was gonna come through there, but it's very, very small. It's super small. And the problem with that is when you have really small pulp, it actually kind of, I believe the proper way to describe it is that there's not really a phase change. Well, no, I'm not saying that right. I'm not even gonna try to explain it the way it should be, but the distribution of the particles in that liquid, it's not distinct enough to, still not even at all warm. That doesn't make any sense. I wonder if it's, like, I don't even know why is that not warm at all? That isn't even close to warm. Not even like a little bit. It's annoying. Feel the patience waning a little bit. This guy. Definitely feel it waning.
Yeah, these trash bags were made for this trash can, and I don't know that they fit very well.
It's riveting, I know. Just again trying to find a way to keep myself occupied beyond this Formula One team out there. Let's see here. Okay, 5:30. All right. I think he's finally gone. I'm gonna take this trash out. I think I'll call it a day. No, actually, you know what? Let me get this Uline box moved over. Got our little filter boxes. Okay, there's a Uline box. What is in here? Oh, I know what this is. This is good stuff. I'm gonna put this on top. These are sanitation wipes. Really, really good basic sanitation wipes. I think it's just an alcohol and maybe, I don't know if it's just alcohol or water. Yeah, he's not gone at all. He's not gone. He's definitely not gone. So glad he's not gone, because I was really, everything I said earlier, I was kidding. I was just kidding. Definitely don't want him to be gone. I just love that guy so much. Truly. He's incredible. He's a gift. Because that's what we want to hear. Guys revving their engine non-stop for 30 minutes at a time. Driving around, just being the coolest guy at Shenanigans. That's exactly what we want to hear. If I fall, by the way, it'll all be recorded. And this will be the last bitter thing anyone hears from me. Eventually, probably that guy out there too will hear it. We'll all find out where I was, and we'll all eventually pinpoint the guy with the cars outside. Will he feel bad? Maybe a little bit. Probably not. I'll feel worse though. All right, let's see here. Let's get this trash out and call it good for today, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can clean this table up a little more. Might as well just go ahead and move this back over. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff over here to take off. All right, if you want to sit with me for a minute longer, I'll see if I can get this off. This stuff drives me crazy, right? About as crazy as a hot water heater that doesn't heat water. Do you even want to see me pulling this off? That's going pretty good. Whoa. That's about as pleasant to listen to as a guy revving up his engine on a Monday afternoon, non-stop. And the only thing that could make this better is if that guy came knocking on the door and said, hey, you got a problem with me revving my engine out here? I mean, how would I even answer that, you know? I'd probably say, I mean, frankly, my honest answer would be, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, but it's extremely annoying. Like, you're irritating. And yeah, I don't have a problem. Like, I'm not like offended. You know, like, what does that mean? Who cares if I'm offended anyway, you know? But irritated, yeah, I'm irritated, which means that anyone else around here is definitely irritated. So, I guess that's the distinction, you know? If someone says you have a problem, I don't have a problem. Like, I'm not coming at you in the way of, we're gonna solve this man to man, but, you know, you're an annoying person. Like, that's how I categorize you. You're annoying. You know what's true too? I'm probably gonna meet this guy later and end up, you know, liking him, think he's cool. That's how these things typically go, you know? And then I'll be like, oh, no, it's, you know, I appreciate how his engine sounds and all the work that goes into it. And there's real work he did to make it sound that way. And you know what? I get it now. So I'll justify myself. Gosh, dang. This is a step above the sticky plastic on your kids' toys, where it like just comes off in like little fragmented, awful, enraging bits, and like one of those laminate stickers that are, you know, come off really easy. Like it will come off. It will definitely come off, and you can get it all off, but it's not easy. And I don't. Does it protect it? Is it meant to protect it from just like basic scratches? That's the only thing I can gather, because I always see it on stainless steel stuff. That's where I see it, you know. By the way, this stuff is very prone to damage. Like the fridge I have at home, it's got damage on the door. And here's the thing, they can't, let's say this, okay, well, this isn't a good example, because if they sent this to me with damage, they'd have to send me a new one. But they sent, my fridge got sent with damage. It's got a couple dents on the door of no fault of my own. So they sent me a new door. But that doesn't really, when you think about it, that doesn't do anything for me. I mean, yes, I can replace the door, but replacing those doors, I've looked at how you do it, and it's an involved process. Like, it's probably an hour and a half on a Saturday or Sunday. So I'm spending an hour and a half doing something that should have already been done. Like, you're requiring an hour and a half of my time to not look at the damage on these doors. And I get that this is a petty complaint. Like, I've got a garage fridge that works and cools drinks for my kids. And it's an extreme luxury, right? This is a first world problem. Okay, I'm not thick enough to
to just have all that stuff pass by me. I get it, but still, like when we got the fridge, you know, the expectation was that everything would be in order. Not that I would have to spend an hour and a half on replacing the door. And then then there's the question, what do I do with the old door? You know. Actually, if you notice something really